Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button. And this is a video about some comic book talk. And I might have mentioned it a little bit recently in a post, but what I'm going to go with here is in regards to superhero movies, that the injustices, in a way, continue for Golden Age and Silver Age creators. You know, you see, the thing is, most of the Golden Age and Silver Age creators have passed on already. So unfortunately, the superhero movie trend happened too late. But if they were alive, or at least their direct family, I'm not talking about like cousins or third cousins or fourth cousins or something. I'm talking their direct family, their children, their wives, etc. That type of thing. You know, for the most part, with the exception of Bob Kane for Batman, who cut a good deal, so it proves it was capable back then to cut a good deal as a creator. And Stan Lee, who had a separate deal, you know, but he should have even got more. For the most part, most of the creators pretty much never made much financially. They sure as heck never made millions, right? And they were just struggling to survive. They were just made like an average income, you know. Well, on one hand, at least they got to do career-wise something they wanted, something they were talented at, something that might have been their calling. And most people don't get to live their dreams. So comics were their dream, they got to live it, right? So in one aspect, at least you got that. Better than being stuck in some type of office cubicle job or stuck working in a warehouse moving packages, right? But, you know, they never got their just due, is a topic I've talked on before. And they never got like a cut, a stake, a percent of their creations. Okay? And it's a little different now in Marvel and DC. If you create a character, you do get a little percent. I'm not sure the percent or how it works, but you get something. And I'll talk more on that a little bit. So, here's where the injustice comes in a way. Not because the comic characters themselves were popular and sold millions of dollars of books and them or their families get nothing, right? For the most part, at the very least. Now you have superhero movies based on characters they made. Each movie is making like $700 million to $1 billion plus for the corporations. And the people, if they were alive, or their direct family, get nothing. Get nothing. No financial income from a creation that makes $1 billion at the box office. It just don't, you know, seem right. It don't seem fair. You know, it's just like, it's kind of like screwed up is the best way to put it. You know, think about it. What if it was you? What if you made a book character or a comic character, and besides being extremely popular, right, it's made into a movie, a series of movies, makes billions of dollars for corporations, the actors get $1 million paychecks, 10 million, 20 million, whatever, and you get nothing, and your family gets nothing, your children get nothing. And you made it. You made it. Everyone else profits, but you yourself and your family get nothing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Because superhero movies as a trend never really took off until the past modern times, past decade plus. And now they're every year the most popular financially movies every year for Hollywood. You look at the top 5, top 10 financial money makers every year, it's superhero movies at or near the top every year. Someone made these characters, right? And think about that. You're the maker, and you or your family get nothing. You know? But also, this is the future of comic books and why they will not get the A-list characters or the A-list heroes anymore. It's you. So you have a great idea, right? This is why mostly Marvel and DC new characters are just spin-offs or just deviations of established heroes. You know, a Hulk versus a Red Hulk. You know, all these spider-themed characters that are based on Spider-Man. Because whoever creates them cannot own the individual character, publish it on their own. Because they're just a spin-off, they're a derivative, you know, of an original. So they're not 100% original, and they couldn't stand on their own outside of Marvel or DC. But if you have an original character, a new character, right? Why would you give a superhero or a supervillain to Marvel or DC? You own a little percent to almost nothing, right? When you could publish it yourself, you could own it yourself, and if Hollywood comes calling, or movie deals, or TV deals, all you have to do is look at the financial success of The Walking Dead. Robert Kirkman doesn't talk about his salary, but this dude has got to have at least 30, 40, 50 to $100 million in his bank account. We don't know how much he makes, but if this guy isn't rolling into $20+ million at least, then he did something wrong financially. All of the TV money, all of the seasons, you know, all of the products, the shirts, the figures, all of this stuff. And he created the property, right? He's the owner of it. And had he put that idea at Marvel or DC and it took off, he would have made a small penny compared to what he's owning now. A small pittance. It doesn't even make sense for the small fees you get from Marvel and DC to make a character for them when you could own it outright, test the market, and if it fails, you could always sell it to Marvel and DC. You know, DC bought the Charlton Heroes, they bought the Question, for example, they bought the Blue Beetle, the popular one, you know, they bought Shazam. I do know this. If you make a new hero for Marvel or DC and it does well, you can't ask for it back. But if you make it independently, you own it, and you don't want it anymore, you could always sell it. It doesn't make sense to make new heroes, truly new characters for Marvel and DC. It really doesn't. And that's why if you own it, it's just much better. But that's also the problem of Marvel and DC, why they cannot grow idea-wise, because new characters makes new ideas. How many times could you tell the story of Batman fighting the Joker until it gets old? You know, how many times could you tell a character story without playing off of new blood, something fresh, something new? And that something fresh, that something new, that vitality is in new ideas, which is new characters, and they can't get new characters. And also, from a financial perspective, if you're the corporation, think about it this way. You have the best heroes, the best ever. You got the Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, Superman, Batman. You got all of these A-list heroes. You pay nothing for. Zero. You own it. You don't have to pay anyone. If you make a new character for the companies, and you got to pay a small royalty, a small percent, whatever it is, why are you paying for a character who's not as good as the A-list heroes, which you pay nothing for, and these new characters, which might be C-level, D-level in quality, but not A-listers, you got to pay the creator something for them, for these characters, but for those characters, the best of the best, you pay nothing. So why would you focus on paying for these characters? You know, just financially speaking, those pennies add up, you know. So, as a company, you don't want to pay for new characters when you have the best already and you don't have to pay anything for them. So that's another viewpoint. But it's new characters that bring new ideas, that bring, you know, that make the company more vital. So that's it, you know, this was a bit of comic injustice talk. Comic books about financials and why the companies really are not going to grow and haven't. You know, just look at the marketplace. Just look at how the industry is doing. you know, because they lack those newer characters, those new ideas. And so that's my thoughts on it. You know, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you later.